Quick, quick!
What?
It's almost started!
What?
Scrappy Races. It's where Scrapheap Challenge goes on the road. What's that? It's got that girl in. Oh, she is so fit. Welcome to the Scrappy Races, where British bodging brilliance hits the open road. Over 6 weeks, our 4 teams of mastermind mechanics will be building the ultimate adaptable Scrappy racer.
These home-built bangers will embark on an epic journey across Britain, facing 5 of the most monstrous challenges that man and Mother Nature can offer.
Each week, as the race progresses, the teams will have just 8 hours at a real roadside scrapyard to transform their transporters.
First, each vehicle must prove itself at a top-secret testing ground, where driving, manoeuvrability and control will be pushed to the limit.
Then they must travel 200 miles and lay siege to this medieval castle by converting their cars into projectile-launching leviathans.
Go on, baby.
Then it's a dash up the M1 to the Yorkshire Dales, where they transform their machines into monstrous hill climbers.
Next, it's further up north and all hands to the pump as the teams will battle a boatyard blaze in these decrepit dockyards.
And finally, it's a mad dash to the border and...
The mother of all mud runs, which finishes here, crossing the border into bonny Scotland.
All our teams know at this stage is that they have just 6 weeks and £1,500 to home build their basic rig. So we've drafted in the creme de la creme of engineering excellence.
First up are the Knuckleheads, a grungy group of super-skilled bikers from London. The Knuckleheads are led by Scrapheap legend Bowser.
Careful, you don't hit the barrels!
This year he's back, bigger and better, with a motley crew of metal-mad bikers.
Next in line are the Cops and Bodgers, a team of bobbies from Hampshire. These bodge-tastic boys in blue will follow the letter of the law in their fight against grime.
Young pretenders from Aberdeen are apprentice engineers, the Tartan Starlets. This canny crew of fledgling fabricators reckon youth and vigour will back them the trophy.
Hey!
And finally, last year's unbeaten champions, the Kings of Commotion, from South Yorkshire, the Chaos Crew. Last year, the Chaos Crew stormed to a decisive victory with a double-headed taxicab. These salt-of-the-earth scrappers aren't used to losing, and this year's no exception.
Each team has just 6 weeks to build their vehicle and make it road legal. So, before they're allowed to compete in the first road race, they must pass the mother of all MOTs, the SVA test.
Like model citizens, the Cops and Bodgers are first on the case.
How about a big American 50 styles hot rod stroke police car? Big thing.
Yeah,
Flames up the bonnet,
Yeah.
big engine sticking out the bonnet. What do you think?
wheels.
Big wheels.
The cops reckon that raw power is the key to success. The heart of their hot-rodded cop car will be a big American V8. This will be fitted into a modern estate car. They'll jack up the rear suspension, put on a heftier axle and finish it off with some big tyres. But with 6 litres of Yankee muscle, they could end up with too much power for the English estate.
Following a tip-off, they head for an American motor palace on the trail of an
They're
engine.
just so big. One careful lady owner who was also a priest.
Their investigation uncovers a stash of V8s. And the interrogation gets underway.
Something like at least 5 litre, 5.7, something like that. But these are all a bit out of our budget. Have you got anything sort of a bit cheaper that we could have a look at all?
The owner points them in the direction of a decaying Dodge.
Whoa! Engine size 5.9 litre.
They've apprehended their suspect, but can they close the case?
If it's 500 now,
Yeah.
we're shaking that there.
Fantastic.
Okay.
There you go, great. It moves! It's alive!
The cops are in business and escort their beefy engine back to the workshop,
No brake zone, mate.
paying special attention to road vehicle regulations.
Meanwhile, in a seemingly quiet suburban street... boisterous bikers, the Knuckleheads, are hatching a cunning plan.
My idea, Volkswagen Beetle, chop it off at the front, chop it off at the back, and then join it together in the middle. That is all you need, because we've built trikes like that already, and it's perfectly strong enough to take 4 people.
Bowser plans to build a fast and lightweight dune buggy. He'll take the front and rear axles and suspension from a VW Beetle and build a metal chassis between the two, incorporating a roll cage. Finally, he'll power it with a souped-up, air-cooled Beetle engine. The vehicle will be nippy with excellent ground clearance and all-round adaptability, but its home-built bodywork could present problems for the SVA test.
I've got a load of bits around here.
So with a ton of work to do, Bossy Bowser gets his team to knuckle down.
Mick, get that round the back.
Okie dokie, boss.
It should be Sir.
Luckily, Sir Bowser has decades of debris lying round his backyard.
It's a bit of the flooring out of the old Wembley Stadium when he used to have the rock concerts.
All right.
They've got the front and back of an old VW Bug. Now they can build the middle. Good start so far for the Knuckleheads. Our teams are spread far and wide across this sectored isle. From the windswept Scottish coast, engineering apprentices, the Tartan Starlets, reckon they have a winning design.
We're going to build a big fat Mini, 2 Minis cut and shut, big wheels, big fat engine on the front, probably a big nose because it's going to be quite big. I love them, I think they're cute, and hopefully it will work.
Dawn reckons a spacious vehicle is the key to winning each challenge. So the Tartans plan to build a stretch Mini. They'll take the back from one and the front from another and join them together. Then they'll add a pokey turbo diesel engine, giving them an excellent power-to-weight ratio. It's a clever design with lots of room for adapting to the challenges, but it's a lot of work.
Dawn may be College Engineer of the Year, but this youngster is more concerned about looking hot.
Well, we can have, Thistle.
Thistle on the side of
Is
it.
that a rally number is? Can we have a pink car, please?
Pink?
Yeah, pink's nice.
Pink Mini.
Why not?
No way.
Pink car.
Well, come on.
These enterprising students quickly locate their scrap minis. But the yellow youngsters are a bit green when it comes to practical experience. And they make a meal of turning classroom theory into practice. The second Mini has a dose of tin worm, but they only need the rear, so it's a sound start for the Starlets.
Yeah, cool. Done it.
Back down south, the cops and bodgers are ready to pull out their hot rod engine. It's a big job, and with crime to fight for a living, the cops need to make the most of their time.
Okay. Right, we're going to take it to pieces.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Little Andy comes straight off shift to swap his truncheon for a torque wrench.
We've done all the work.
Just in time for tea.
With the squad assembled, they're ready for the engine removal. The half-ton, 6-litre engine will take some lifting, so they bodge together an engine hoist.
Well, don't get flustered, Les.
But it's a tricky job.
As I hold.
And Andy and Les start to clash over procedure.
Get the jack in the right place then.
No, the jack was in the right place until time.
Yeah, but if you've done it properly...
You watch the top end, I'll watch the bottom end.
Hey, down there for the dancing, up here for the thinking, mate. That's why you're down there.
Hey, when I'm under here, I'm under control.
When you come out of there, we'll give you a hug.
Crush this baby, will we?
As darkness falls, Big Andy uses the weight of the law to lever out the massive motor.
You're having a laugh, aren't you? Oh no, the A-frame's going to go. The A-frame's going to twist.
But the frame is too flimsy, so they spend another hour beefing it up.
I'll winch down underneath there, Andy. If it does go, it's going to go bang. If you go. Put it underneath there. And then
You go,
through
Les.
there.
Down there.
All the way down, Les. Just let it down, Les. Just let it down onto this now.
The engine is out,
Come down all the way.
but one slip now would be a disaster.
Go on.
They've spent a whole day on just one task. The bobbies better shift up a gear if they're to build their hot rod on time.
Back across the border, Scottish students, the Starlets, are going at warp speed. They prepare their minis for the cut and shut.
Ah, the tartan starlets, there you are. Hi, how you doing? All right?
Hi.
Very good. And you've got your minis all, it's all nearly done.
Well, we wish.
Well, you got two there anyway,
Yeah,
and they're close. So, but you've had to start with two cars, so presumably you had to fork out quite a lot to get them.
Nope.
No. We just put on the charm and we got them for free.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. That's very good. So the cost so far of the build is zero?
Yep.
Zero.
That's not bad. That's a
I
good
know,
start.
that's good, is it?
So there's going to be a lot more legroom then at the back, isn't there?
Yeah,
For the back?
yeah,
Can I have a sit in and try it out,
Yeah,
see what it's
try it
like?
out.
Never been in such a... Oh, look at that. Very spacious Mini. Very nice. So then what are you going to do with all the space that's back here then?
Purely for modification.
Right.
If we went for any of the challenges, or we want a bit of space at the back.
You've got room to
We've got room
to
do
build
things
something in
with,
there?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
These fiery Scots are brimming with confidence. But it's a big build for the youngsters. And the modifications to the chassis means the SVA inspectors will be all over them like a cheap kilt.
Meanwhile, in a public house somewhere near Doncaster, reigning champs the Chaos Crew are after some spiritual guidance.
Don't get too used to it, you'll be sucking all his budget away. Right.
Last year, they built a bizarre double-headed taxi cab. Let's hope they can come up with something more sensible this year.
We're going to have something daft.
Ice cream van.
It may seem like a softy idea, but it's no 99 flake. They want to beef up an ice cream van with 2 V8s.
I think V8 sound well, mate. I think 2 V8s lighting up will sound like a Merlin out of a Spitfire, mate.
Wow, it's going to sound gorgeous, isn't it? Mm. It will sound well.
I think so.
They've got a pair of the own sound.
Pair of them will get in sync together.
Especially we've got 16 open exhausts on it.
Yeah. You'll never hear chimes on ice cream van.
The Chaos Crew's milk-curdling plan is to build an ice cream van with 2 engines, one driving each axle. But as this is illegal on the road, they'll start with just 1 V8 and hope to add another for the tests, if they can find one out on the road. At least they'll have plenty of room for it. But they'd better hope the top doesn't blow off, as ice cream vans aren't built for speed.
So with elder brother John on holiday, Captain Andy takes Spike in search of a van.
What, something like this? Look at the shape.
Oh, yeah, like bat wings on, I know what you say.
A 1973 model, the refresher catches their eye. But a lifetime of lugging lollies has taken its toll.
Yeah, it's rank rotten, but I think we'll do away with this. What do you reckon, Spike? All this filler, it's not good.
50 pence for a fab.
Are you more interested in the price of ice creams?
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
like them best. Cider lollies. I like them as well.
Well, what about filler?
Oh, we're not bothered about that. We'll sort that out.
So 3.5?
3.5, yeah.
And we just get the basic shell?
Yeah.
It'll have a windscreen with it, will it?
It'll have a windscreen with it and all the windows in it, yes. Yes.
Go on then, we've got a deal.
Right.
20, 40, 60, 80, 300.
Lovely.
The old beauty's been standing in the yard a while and needs some gentle coaxing to leave.
Can we get this more?
No.
Cheers. 350 quid for a chuffing ice cream.
Dear ice cream, but...
Well, nice though.
They don't waste any time in stashing their booty back home in Andy's yard.
Right then, Spike, let's get these gates closed and we'll get away on holiday.
Yep, you're not wrong.
What? One decrepit ice cream van in the yard and they're off on a holiday? It's a bold move as they'll miss 2 precious weeks of build time.
Well, over there, them doggies.
But his crazy plan is never far from Andy's mind.
Can you see an ice cream van through there? Can you?
Back in the sleepy suburbs of London, a kid plays happily in the garden, while next door there's a bigger, messier kid at play. It's halfway through the build, and the Knucklehead's lightweight dune buggy is taking shape. But alas, all's not well in Biker Grove. Bowser's been deserted.
Yeah, it's hard work at the moment, working on my own. Lurch had to go home. Not sure if Mick's going to be able to get here today. So I may be faced with doing the rest of the day on my own. I don't mind it, it just every job takes 3 times longer. Rather than having somebody to hold it when you weld it or hold it when you cut it, you've got to go and get a workmate or a bench or a chair to stand it on. And it just, everything takes longer and is harder work than it is if you've just got somebody else to give you a hand. That weren't good.
Warning, the occupant of this house is a biker. Better find out if this bossy biker is scared off his teammates.
You're here on your own today. Where are the rest of your team?
Well, I think they've deserted you a bit, actually.
You have got a bit of a reputation for being a bit dictatorial.
No, I don't think it's quite that bad. Lurch is down in Gloucestershire rebuilding the engine, which you'll notice is missing from the back there. He's got to have it finished by the weekend, or we've got a car and nothing to make it go.
Which would be no good at all. Now, you have got a car, but it looks to me like you've not really adapted that much of what you've used. You've got your Volkswagen front axle and rear axle, but you haven't really changed them anyway. Is that the reason for that?
Yeah, that was done deliberately. The problem is, if you spend 2 or 3 days making a part fit what you've built, if that part breaks, you're stuffed. So what we've done is we've tried to make the vehicle fit the original parts as much as possible. So if anything on the front end breaks, I just go to a Volkswagen dealers and buy another one. The difficult bit is all the fiddly, making sure that the brakes work and the linkages work and doing the wiring and the lights, and speaking to the man from the SVA test who comes and says, oh, I don't like your steering wheel, we've got to replace it with another one.
Yes,
Yeah.
Now the SVA tests, have you had any thoughts about that?
I'll try to put those out of my mind as much as possible, because he's about to be one of these chaps in a bowler hat that says, that's more than my job's worth, I'm afraid.
But Bowser needs to keep on the right side of the SVA inspectors. Before any of the vehicles can compete in the first road test, the men from the ministry must pass them as road legal. And this is the man who will inspect each vehicle. Peter Lambert works for the government agency that carries out the super safe SVA test. Only he can say whether these vehicles pass and are fit for the open road. So we've asked him to keep an expert eye on our team's progress and make sure they're on track. First on his list are the fresh-faced Tartan Starlets and their Stretch Mini.
Obviously the main concern, the first thing that springs to mind is there's no strength left in it.
Under control, don't worry, we're going to have box section from arch to arch. So it'll be like across there and along there.
How are you gonna tie it onto? You having a roll cage?
Yeah, I've got to have a big roll cage.
And you're going to tie the roll cage to the H then?
To the H, yeah.
Oh, that's
the H plate.
Something along the lines of what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
As long as the welding's up to it. You know?
Should be, it's my welding.
Oh, good.
So,
what are you doing with this bit here?
It's going to get completely chopped off along here a bit more.
Yeah. You're going to join these flanges together then, are you?
Yeah, here to here.
Well, that'll put a bit of strength into the bottom shell as well.
Yep, make it a tad shorter, a bit more sturdy, you know?
Ah, Roberto, move you up a bit.
Oh, there we go.
How are you doing?
All right, yeah, not too bad.
You know, we've got 4 teams, 2 of which are hugely experienced in the Scrapheap field.
Yeah.
You know, clearly, you know, Bowser,
Yeah.
Blacklight, who I've been to see, and of course Chaos Crew, who I don't think I've ever seen yet, but they really know what they're doing in the world of Scrapheap, aren't they? Whereas you've got Tartan Starlets who've never done it before. But you know, the great thing is, it doesn't always work down the lines of the most experienced always works.
No, not at all.
That's the great thing about it. But no, I mean, I went to see Bowser. I always felt slightly complacent.
Right.
You know, I think he's kind of such an old expert.
And that's when he's in danger, because the one time that he really blew it was when he got very complacent. That was in a ball launching contest, and he totally and utterly failed, and he was so upset. I remember driving home distinctly after he failed, and he roared past me on his motorbike, and I could hear the expletives over the sound of his Harley Davidson. He just swore all the way home.
So that's Bowser. I haven't heard anything from the Chaos Crew.
Chaos Crew have been very quiet, but I mean, you know, they don't make a lot of noise. They get on with the job. But, I mean, I haven't got a clue what they're doing.
That's because they're only just back from holiday. Big Bruv John was away when they brought the ice cream van. And the others are worried he won't be happy.
The chassis is a bit rotten, but I like it. It's all right. It's plenty of room. It's strong. It looks like an ice cream van, doesn't it?
Well, it is an ice cream van at the end of
so
the day.
It looks the part.
But we'll have to stick it on another chassis because that's beyond repair, I think.
Yeah. We didn't think you'd like it.
No, I do.
Good. I feel a lot easier.
Seems as though you want to. We got it.
I think you've done well. Oh, that's what I like. You should have left the sink in, like.
So they need a new chassis, and this 500 quid Range Rover is just the job. As the chassis is so solid, they won't need to modify it. So under the road vehicle regulations, it means the Chaos Crew won't need to take the time-consuming SVA test. It's great news for the Yorkshire lads, and they celebrate Doncaster style with a fish supper.
You can check
Wild goose chase.
Bodging bravehearts, the Starlets, have got their mini limo in one piece. The extra length means they need to strengthen the chassis. So the Scott students engineer an internal roll cage. Captain Dawn swaps the bagpipe for the pipe bender. And they have one beefed up Mini.
Beautiful.
Back in the incident room,
You're laughing, yeah?
the cops spent a day getting their monster American engine out, but are now ready to put it in their Carlton.
You want to come in, mate?
Right, we can go further into the car now. Looking good.
Now they have a proper hoist, the new engine is going in a lot quicker than it came out. Bickering Bobbies, Andy and Les have settled their differences and the Yankee engine's quickly in place.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not far off. Just nice and gentle, though. Slowly. Yeah, just...
Okay. Ready to go down?
Here, go on, then.
All right.
Nice bit of teamwork. Good result, officers. There's just 1 week before their first challenge, a road race to test all-round drivability. But first they need to finish the machines and get them road legal. Hoping to ice cream the opposition are crafty Yorkshiremen, the Chaos Crew.
Pretty nice, eh?
Afternoon, lads. All right? I was just trying to get an apple cider lolly, but I think they've run out. I never want to ask what's going on when I meet the Chaos Crew, because it's obviously...
Chaos,
It's chaos,
not,
isn't it? And there's half of what looks like quite a decent Range Rover in your garage.
Yeah.
This is the chassis you're going to use, then?
That's the idea. It gives us an all-terrain ice cream van.
Right.
Bit of a V8 in the front as well, it should go quite well.
Right.
Under the Scrappy rules, their V8 engine is only allowed to drive 2 wheels. So in last year's championship, Chaos used 2 engines to get 4-wheel drive. This means they didn't need to use the outlawed transfer box, which gives 4-wheel drive from just 1 engine. And it gave them the fastest cab in the West.
You got the cursing Scrappy Races rule of not being able to have a transfer box,
That's
which,
right.
which you've got in this vehicle, haven't you?
So the idea is to take that out, put a car engine and box in. Gives us rear-wheel drive, but it leaves us the option of putting another engine in the back to power the front axle. Yeah. Gets us 4-wheel drive.
So hang on a minute then, when you set the vehicle up for a difficult challenge, you're going to put 2 engines in.
Yeah.
And the rear engine has got a drive shaft through to the front axle.
Yes.
And the front engine goes to the back.
That's right, yeah, it gives us 4-wheel drive without using a transfer box.
Right.
It should be free now, I think.
That's it. As it's illegal to drive on the streets with 2 engines, they'll fit a second later. And there's plenty of room for it in the back, if they can find one on the road.
That should do it. It's looking good, Spike. It's looking very impressive.
Next time you'll see it, we're cooking.
The refresher. Ice cream anywhere, any speed.
Up in Aberdeen, the Tartan Starlets have plundered an old Cavalier for its rear axle and turbo diesel engine. But they've made a school kid error, putting the motor in the mini limo.
Now what's going on around the front? So, is this engine from the same Cavalier as the 2 axles?
Yeah.
Okay. And was that as easy to fit as the axle?
Well, kind of. We had to sort of join the 2 subframes from the Mini and the Cavalier, which was a bit tricky. I mean, as you can see, look at all this bars and roll cage and that we've had to add to it to make it strong enough.
Now the one thing I will say, I know you've got this on here for strength and to protect the engine, but it seems to kind of come very high up from the windscreen. So I'd be worried about your line of vision out of the car.
I think you better take a look at yourself and see.
Do you mind, is that all right?
Yeah.
It's a major oversight.
Yeah, I can see actually that the bar and bonnet sort of cuts your vision off about halfway across the windscreen, which isn't too good.
In this state, the car will never pass as road legal. But Dawn doesn't get her sporran in a twist that easily.
I think what we'll do to solve this problem is disweld the axle from the subframe of the Mini, lower it so in proportion to the body, so the body's higher, weld it back on again, and hopefully we should be able to see straight out onto the road instead of engine.
Once Dawn has diswelded the engine, the Tartans will have just 4 days before the SVA test.
I've just been to see the Tartan Starlets I'm worried.
Oh, are you?
They've got so much to think about, bless them, and they are starting to kind of lose it with the stress, I think.
Because, I mean, at this stage of the build, it's at its most unfair, isn't it? Because there's a team like them, quite inexperienced, you know, a lot of technical ability, but quite inexperienced. Then you've got a team like the Chaos Crew I've just been to see, who basically just don't even talk. They don't talk, they just get on and do it. And in the time I went there, I turned up and there was really nothing there. There was a rusting, twisted old frame of a ice cream van and a Range Rover. And there was one over there and one over there. And by the time I left, there was a Range Rover modified ice cream van. It was just like that. Well, I don't know who I ought to go. I suppose I should go. I'm a bit scared about going to see the Knuckleheads.
Oh, come on, you've got to go and see them at some point.
Actually, I'm not a bit scared. I'm terrified of going to see the Knuckleheads. I think I'm going to go and see the Cops and Bodgers first, because we haven't heard from them for a bit, and I'm a bit worried about... They've got quite a big build on their hands.
They have got a big build, yeah.
The Cops are building a speedy 1970s-style hot rod. They've taken a 6-litre engine from an American pickup and put it in a Vauxhall estate. They've also used the pickup's back axle to jack up the rear of the estate and add some beefy tyres.
So the Cop Rod should be the most powerful vehicle of the lot.
Hello, Rod. Hey, look at this. What on earth is going on in here? This is the ultimate mini scrapyard in here.
Very mini.
There's something happened underneath, I can tell that.
A little bit of work's gone on there.
Yeah, everything's been taken out.
Right. Does that axle come off the vehicle?
Off the Dodge, yeah.
Right, you've used the transmission?
Yeah.
The whole transmission?
Straight through.
So the front will look, if you just glance at it from the front, it'll look like your standard...
Pretty much.
Vauxhall Carlton.
Except for the top of the bonnet will be cut away because the engine has to sit out there. It doesn't fit in. No. Bearing in mind it was a 2-litre Carlton in the first place.
Yes. Right. So then, and then what happens to the back then here? Is this all, do you keep all this stuff?
That's all going.
That's all going to come off?
It's going to be a flatbed pickup.
Oh,
like a crew cab pickup.
So it has it'll have 2 rows of seats and then a flatbed at the back?
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
But why are you having a flatbed though? Is that to have a spare engine?
Well, it's back to the SVA. Because we're going in as a goods vehicle, then we need to have a load carrying area. Right. And it needs to be bigger than the crew compartment, so this is the easiest way to do it.
The coppers know the law. By turning the back into a load-carrying area, they'll enter the SVA test as a goods vehicle. This has less stringent rules on bodywork and means a lot less labour. It also means there's space at the back. And being coppers, they want to add a prison cell.
So you can have a cage on the back.
Yeah, naturally. Well, apparently we've got to give you and Lisa a lift sometimes. So
occasionally we need to be put under under restraint, especially Lisa.
Well, there's
such a request. Yeah.
So after a slow start, the cops are going well.
Yeah, these for you to say. There you go.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Can I open a shut case?
Up north, it's still looking grim. The tartans have fixed their visibility issue. But our man from the ministry, Peter, has come to check on their progress. And he's not impressed.
Well?
Let's face it, you're not going to make your test, are you? Too much left to do. All we can do is try and move it back a week, but it'll leave you no time for your retest should you fail on the bits that you can't see, you can't predict the brakes, and
I know, that's the thing.
you're going to have to try and get it right first time, which is very difficult.
Yeah. We'll just have to keep coming back to visit us every day then.
Joy.
Down in Londinium, the knuckleheads are finally working together.
It's not, is it? Got to test it?
But with just 4 days to go before the SVA test, they've discovered a steering problem.
All right, put it on full lock, see how it looks on that.
That is going to foul the towers, look.
But, well, it's not going to, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right, hang on, whoa. Let's put it on hard lock and see if it still fouls it then. All right, ready? Try again.
Yeah, no good.
Oops, that is going to be a real problem.
Pessimist Lurch is looking more miserable than ever.
What me and Paul having?
That's mine.
Old Oriental proverbs say, super chicken satay brings steering solution.
Going backwards, we've gone 3 steps forward, 20 steps backwards. We've got to get that finished this afternoon or tomorrow at the absolute latest, because the whole thing's got to be ready by next weekend. If anybody's got any clever ideas, I'd like some, because I haven't.
It looks like being a long lunch for the knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Up in Doncaster, the Chaos crew are hot on the trail of an engine for the ice cream van. This Rover SD1 has a V8, a king among British engines.
Right, yo, get some stick then.
Here we go.
That's it, eat plenty.
They take it for a spin somewhere private. But don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, this is going to be his main engine.
That'll do, I think, don't you?
What do you reckon then, lads?
Well, it's fit enough, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quick
good
enough,
run
but... Well, then what do you want for it?
1,500.
That's all his budget gone.
Oh.
Will you take 250 quid for it?
I've got a scrapper that I could probably give you for 250 quid.
What, V8?
Yeah, V8.
Auto?
Yeah.
Can we have a look?
Yeah, no problem.
This old V8 is more in their price range.
Put it down at that, you.
But it's not complete. Luckily, Spike has an eye for an engine and remembers seeing a scrap one for spares a few years back.
Regrettably, it's been
stood in the weather.
Stood here for certainly more than 2 years.
It's
So
definitely
it
SD1, it's not the Rangy.
It's definitely SD1 passenger car.
That's the one we're after.
If you can make use of it, I'll be quite happy with £50.
Yeah.
If it cannot be used and it's totally unserviceable, then you get your £50 back.
Well, you can't say any fairer than that, can you?
No.
If anyone can Frankenstein one working V8 from 2 scrappers, then Chaos can. So it's back home for some surgery.
With a belly full of chow mein, the knuckleheads have sorted their steering.
We were to bend some to the profile of that.
The front of the knucklehead's buggy was pushing down on the suspension, fouling the steering. This is dangerous and means the vehicle would fail an MOT, let alone the SVA test. So by reshaping the front support bars, the body no longer collides with the suspension towers. Problem solved.
The bullish bikers motor on with their plan. And even the neighbours are impressed.
It's nice, isn't it?
I wish you can offer me a price and I can buy this.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person that's wanted it.
Since last week, there's a lot of things been done.
Yeah, it's come on a long way, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I'm so pleased, really, that I got a talent at the next door.
Back at Castle Chaos, the team are also celebrating, as they've created a monster engine from the parts of others.
That definitely goes. God, as throaty as you like, isn't it?
Feels like it's running out of juice to me. I wonder if we've got...
Well, I don't think we...
I think we've gone through 2 gallon already.
It's going to be quite thirsty, isn't it?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully.
We don't care.
Are you a bit worried about time? Are there going to be a few late nights on this one?
There's been a few already. But I think we're getting topside.
Yeah.
When I get this in, then I'll be happy. At least we're drivable.
Cool.
Fortunately, we haven't got to go with that SVA, which saves us...
Saves us a bucket load.
It does.
Yeah,
A good
very
2 days
ingenious. And having done that once, so it sounds like you were determined never to go through it again.
Yeah. No
Hell.
way. No way were we doing the SVA. Hopefully some of the other teams haven't realised just how difficult it is.
So then they're tearing their hair out instead.
Chaos have been able to avoid the SVA test, as they've not altered the chassis of their Range Rover, just transplanted the body.
Direction indicators. One each side.
For the teams that do need to take the SVA, there's a thick manual to study. With most of the major work done, Bowser's now worried about all the fiddly bits.
That's 400 there.
Chief SVA examiner Peter has made a visit to offer his advice.
Right, start at the back, work your way forward and tell me what I've got wrong.
Them lights will be too far in. The switch is fine, but it's got the wrong symbol on it. And it says, an interior mirror must be fitted unless it would provide no rearward vision, e.g. obscured by a solid bulkhead. Right. So you didn't read it right, did you? Just make sure these are round, not like a threatening bit.
Yeah.
Where's your cowling for your steering column that you got? You're going to do something with this. What's going on here? When it comes across, it traps my hand nicely. So your idea of fully welded and my idea of fully welded might not be quite nearly fully welded. So obviously all this is going to fail, all these bits that you've got sticking up. So you're going to have to do something with this lot. Every time I phoned you up, you said it was dead easy, you've got it.
And then when I get here, you haven't read it right, have you?
No, you're right. I haven't read it right. I have read it, I just haven't read it right.
But you've not read the right bit in the right order.
Right, over the fence. And 1.
That's the end of your test.
2. And 3.
There's just 24 hours till the Cops and Bodgers and Knuckleheads SVA tests.
This is going to be an absolute flipping nightmare. That's in. No fog light. Oh, look at that.
Let's hope Bowser has listened to the examiner's suggestions.
I am using the door. I designed it. The door's whatever I say it is.
The Cops and Bodgers are in the final stages of plumbing in their huge engine. The only team not needing a test are the Chaos Crew, and they're already out on the road checking over their van.
The other teams must pass the SVA before they're legally allowed to run the first race. The 2-hour test happens behind closed doors, so it's a long wait.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay. Well done, boys.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, you can have that. You did all the work.
Hey!
Brilliant.
There's your certificate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
We now have 3 Scrappy racers ready to compete. But the Tartan Starlets are still in trouble. They're so behind they've had to postpone their SVA. And in a canny move, bend the rules and call in friends to sort out their electrics.
With the team set to race tomorrow, there's no room for failure. It's an anxious wait.
Well, team, you've had a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights. But I hope it's been all worth it. Congratulations.
Oh, cool.
Approval certificate.
Finally, nice one.
So after 6 weeks of blood, sweat and gears, our team have finished their bizarre bangers, ready for the first terrifying test.
The moment has arrived to reveal our vehicles for the first time. It's taken 4 talented teams of tech heads 6 weeks to construct these wacky racers. Today they're ready to be raced around our road course and compete for the first championship points. So let's meet the machines.
Crazy bikers, the Knuckleheads, have gone for a mean-looking, lightweight and fast dune buggy.
Law-abiding bobbies, the Cops and Bodgers, run the risk of a speeding ticket in their hot-rodded pursuit car.
Scottish engineers, the Tartan Starlets, have a solid-looking platform with the mini limo, nicknamed Milo.
And reigning Scrappy champs, the Chaos Crew, have gone off-road with an all-terrain ice cream truck.
Deep in the Suffolk countryside is Bentwaters, former United States Air Force base and nuclear facility.
It's the ideal proving ground for our vehicles before they're allowed on the open road.
Racing one at a time, the first obstacle the teams face is the turning pen, an extreme test of their turning circle. Then it's into the chicanes to test handling for the first time. Next, it's round a harrowing bend and onto the teeter-totter, a tricky seesaw that tests clutch control. And finally, it's through the width restriction and a flat-out race to the finish. The quickest team will get top points, but there's a 30-second time penalty for failed obstacles.
Keeping an eye on proceedings is our judge, Peter Lambert. He's the civil servant who's deemed them road legal. And as the machines are untested, he's hoping for a safe race.
First to race are the Knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads, finally the time has come. Now, Mick, you're the nominated driver. Did you choose to drive or did Bowser bully you into it?
It was a mutual decision.
He wanted to drive, we told him.
Knuckleheads, this is your first test. Go on the sound of the horn. And they're off. Their lightweight bug is buzzing.
They're going well, they're going very well.
They're approaching the turning pen, where they've got to do a 3-point turn.
Yeah, they've got the right line on that. Look at the lock on that. Look at the lock.
It will be a lot longer
Come on. It has, because he's got the frame sticking out the back.
It turns like a treat. They're out. Now they're straight into the chicane.
Rolling slightly.
It is rolling,
the
but
weight
it's
of
not
them.
bad though, is it?
No, but it's the weight of them, Long.
Yeah.
The car's fine.
It's nippy, it's manoeuvrable, and it handles like a dream. They blast round the bend. Next, it's the tricky teeter-totter. Lining up the car is crucial.
They've got to get the front quite a long way over, haven't they, because it's rear engine.
Yeah. They need to balance for 5 seconds.
Really,
starting,
so close.
starting.
It'll go back.
Go on.
Oh, yes, they've done it. Oh, for a fraction of a minute.
A little bit more.
It's just too tricky, and Captain Bowser's decided to take the time penalty. Another penalty would take them out of contention. They're through. It's pedal to the metal. They're over the line with a great time.
Yes! Well done. Good drive.
Cheers, Paul.
Unlucky about that teeter-totter.
So with one 30-second penalty, the boys in black get a total time of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Next up are the Starlets in their Stretch Mini. Cocky Captain Dawn is not happy.
This turning this thing's going to be a nightmare.
Is that the one you worried about most?
Turns. Yep, it's going to be a 50,000.5 turn, I think.
Tartan Starlets, on the sound of the horn, let that Milo roll!
Off they go. The Scots are flying.
Oh, they're going very well. Oh, that is so long. How will they get
Might do it. He's going to try his best.
But driver Doug decides against it and takes the time penalty.
So, when you're up here, it does look absurdly long.
It is absurdly long.
But the slick design is working through the chicanes.
He's doing that really well, though, actually. He's faster than...
Rallying, isn't he? The driver makes a lot.
Yeah.
He's up to the teeter-totter.
Now, it's interesting because he's got so little ground clearance at the front, hasn't he?
Yeah, and all the weight's at the front.
He edges up.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Up that far.
He's going. It's a tall one, that, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, bit of smoke.
The clutch is being shredded, so the Tartans take another time penalty. They can't afford another mistake. The clutch is making a terrible noise.
The front's over.
Yeah, the front's over and the back's over.
It's over.
There's a huge cloud of smoke.
A lot of smoke.
Yeah. Smoke.
So the Scots get 2 penalties, which puts them in second place with a total time of 3 minutes 14. Next on the grid are reigning champs, the Chaos Crew. The pressure is on them, and Captain Andy is regretting his choice of vehicle.
What's the problem with the ice cream mobile?
Handled like a pregnant elephant. Plus, I can't see the corners. It's the boxed in, so reversing it, we're doing it by ear.
Chaos Crew, get ready to haul some ice cream! Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Lovely move
Doesn't
off.
it sound nice, that? Go for it, look at that. He's going for the speed and straight in.
Here he goes.
They fly into the turning pen.
Straight round, look.
Nice.
Come on. It don't matter if he touches the sides, we said. He's just got to not pop the front until he's getting out.
Come on.
They're out, not as fast as the knuckleheads. They need to throw caution to the wind and make the most of their V8.
The cornering is the worry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit unstable, but he's wow, he's doing it. Look at that.
Very nice job.
Good driver though, isn't he?
Yeah.
You see Andy. Stop me and buy one. It'll be all right now unless a little kid comes out with the money from the mum. Excuse me, mister. That'll be the end of that, won't it? 5
the
minutes
ice cream man's coming at 90.
At 99.
The Chaos Crew are doing about 99 as they round the corner.
There we go. Steady, work steady. Just back a bit now. Yeah, he might do.
But the ice cream van is just too heavy. They cut their losses and race for the width restriction. They're through! But have they done enough to catch up with the knuckleheads?
So great driving there by the Chaos Crew. And with just one 30-second time penalty, they go ahead of the knuckleheads by just 15 seconds. The final team in the starting block are the Cops and Bodgers. With the most powerful engine of the 4 teams, these bodging bobbies should be fast.
Cops and Bodgers, time to test your vehicle. Oh, you're quite snug in there, aren't
Very
you?
snug, yes.
It was as snug as your dummy in the cage in the back.
He was going to drive.
Cops and Bodgers, go on the sound of the horn!
It's a proper police chase.
Got the blues and
Just go in, son.
Wow, that is fun.
Excellent.
There's rubber burning.
They're really going for it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going for it.
They're round the pen like they're chasing crooks. And they're out much faster than the other teams.
The prisoner doesn't look happy.
Going for it now.
The coppers are gunning it.
He's trying the overbraking technique.
Round, isn't he?
Yeah, he's altered the brake so he gets a massive overbraking on the rear.
But hang on, oh, there seems to be a problem. The cops have stopped in their tracks.
Oh, his prop shaft's gone. Something's gone.
Yeah, there's
finished.
something big crankling around underneath.
It's finished. It's all ended, in a big mess.
Cops and bodgers.
Oh, God.
What on earth has gone on here?
I think we just thrown the prop shaft off.
Whoa.
So it's not looking too nice in there at the minute.
The Cop's massive 6-litre American engine was just too powerful for the weedy prop shaft. And like a small-time villain, the Cops are busted. And it means the Chaos Crew are winners of the first Scrappy Races Challenge.
Our merry band of bodgers have taken the first step on an epic journey. But their monster V8-powered ice cream van has given the Chaos Crew an early lead.
Tomorrow at the crack of dawn, the team start their 1,000-mile race and head for the next challenge where they launch an arrow attack on a medieval castle.